In the world of intelligent video, there's a number of things, especially in the Crestron One Beyond world, right? Where we've got cameras where they have their independent operation, group framing, speaker tracking, that kind of stuff, all the way up to the Automate VX, where we get full AI implementation of things like face following and auto framing and individual switch recall with change in room configurations. I mean, fully featured. Recently, in the middle of that, we put in this intelligent switching concept. In the intelligent switching concept, that was 1 or 2 cameras, up to 5, where you could use visual cues to pick up things. What I want to talk about is the implementation of intelligent switching using audio cues by implementing the intelligent switching microphone interface modules. I'm Otter. This is the Technology Insider, Otter Unleashed. Let's do some stuff. All right, so there in the intro we talked a little bit about it. Here I want to focus on what it takes to get successful utilizing the microphone interface module. The microphone interface module is actually a collection of modules. It contains a camera module, each individual one, up to 5, microphone module, each individual one, up to 2, and then a UI module that acts as the method that we use for controlling and setting up the entire environment. The UI module allows us to create basically 3 furniture configurations, each one with up to 20 areas to shoot at, and then choose the microphone, camera, and learn the positional information through that interface. And you're going to find all that inside the example program. We're going to run up to the Boston office where they have a setup, looks like this. We got 13 chairs. We're going to do 7 areas. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And they're going to be 2-person shots. Thing about the microphone module, unlike using Automate VX, is we're really going for group kind of shots, 2s, 3s. That whole, I can get onto a person and if they move around, it follows them, that's all reserved for the Automate VX, for the big bad boy. Here we're trying to get something simpler done and be able to do it all within the program environment in the room, utilizing cameras and microphones in a control process. All right, so let's do a real quick overview of the system in Boston. So you'll see that we have 5 cameras here and 2 microphones. There's some rules to the intelligent switching that are true, whether it's visual cues or audio cues. And the primary one is that camera number 1 will always be one of the i12 One Beyond cameras utilizing the USB output. The companion cameras can be one or more of in any combination of the I or P series. As far as the microphones go, there are 3 supported microphones. There are 2 from Sennheiser, and that would be the TCC2 and the TCCM, and then from Shure, the MXA 920. For this room configuration, we've got an i12 in camera position 1, remaining cameras happen to be P20s, and then we've got 2 Shure MXA 920s. When we look at this whole process, we're going to start from the beginning, work through to the end, do some testing. Let's go to Boston. All right, so here we are in the UI. We're going to do the first step, which is add our configuration. Once we add new, we're going to go ahead and go down, select, make it active, and then we're going to save. We're going to find I do a lot of save to file while doing this. This ensures that should anything happen, I have a place to pick up. We're going to start with the default shot. We're going to go ahead and adjust the default shot by selecting camera 1, controlling camera 1, going ahead and setting up the first shot. Once done, and we're all happy with it, we're going to go ahead and close out. From there, we're going to save it. We're going to save to file. And then we're going to move on to add our first area. Our first area is table right front, first 2 seats. After giving it a basic name, we're going to go ahead and add the new area. We're then going to select our cameras like we discussed, camera 4, camera 5 for primary and secondary. We're then going to adjust our shots. Now I'm going to zoom through this, and you'll notice there's things like pan and tilt speeds to help you kind of tune in and fix up the shot. Once we have that all done, we're going to save, once again, save to file, and then move on to the next camera. So we're going to adjust our secondary shot. Once again, using the controls, ensuring that we've selected the camera control and source so that we can see it. Once that's done, saved and saved to file, we're going to go ahead and learn our microphone areas. Now there's a few things in here to help this out. One of the things is that we can go ahead and monitor, such as the RMS input to the microphones, to ensure that we know exactly what we're seeing and understand any threshold. Now, we've already set up the audio system in the room, so what we're really looking at here is to make sure that we got good quiet when no one's talking and good signal when they are. On top of that, we're going to raise the threshold a little bit to make sure we get care of things like keyboards, table scratches, people moving cans around, cups, that kind of stuff. Once that's all set, we're going to disable the monitoring, and we're going to start the training. We click Start Listen. You're going to notice a couple things. One, the points are going to start off a little slow as people talk and only in one position. But as we get them to move around, you'll start seeing an acceleration of the number of points that are gathered. We're going to time compress this a little bit so that we can just get through the whole thing and get to the number of points. So as you can see, Chris Tatton on the left and Chris Sayer on the right are moving around. They're kind of acting as if they're having a conversation, talking, turning, looking at people, doing those things to make sure that we can get a number of points. Once we've got a good number of points, we're going to stop listen, we're going to save the file. Now the next thing is to actually kind of give it a basic check. So we're going to enable. I'm going to go ahead and save the file with the enable on. You'll notice that it switched to camera 4 and it shows us active. This means we're good to go.
Hi, we're here showing the intelligent switching with One Beyond cameras using audio cues today. We have a 5-camera setup. We have an I-12 camera up at the front, and then we have 4 PTZ cameras around the room that are our companion cameras.
And we are using some Shure microphones in the ceiling that report their beam data to us. We're looking at that beam data and making decisions about what camera preset or shot to recall based on the data that we're getting from those microphones.
Right, so basically what you're seeing is the demo program written by Mr. Chris Tatton, who just spoke, actually in action. So the things we needed to know to make this work outside of having all the camera stuff installed and all that, was basically the IP addresses of the camera to be loaded into the program. Everything else is done from the user interface, up to and including learning the area shots. You're allowed 3 furniture configurations, 1 default shot per configuration, with 20 area shots with primary and secondary camera per saved configuration.
In this configuration, we have 8 designated areas. So we have 7 around the table where we saw the head, and then 3 on each side, and then also the default shot. As we're seeing here, we have a primary and secondary shot. So you're going to get clean transitions with no freezing of the camera in between switching between different areas.
And I think you'll find that you'll see the use case for a solution like this really falls where you're looking more for something more than just maybe a front of the room, back of the room cameras combination, but not quite needing a full automated VX solution. This fills a real nice gap to kind of get that in between those type of solutions.
To learn more about this solution, you can reach out to your Crestron sales representative. Thank you.
Intelligent switching, utilizing audio cues, is a functional thing where Automate VX just may be more than you need, and the standalone operation just doesn't provide a rich enough experience. There you go. I'm Otter. They gave me a microphone, they gave me a camera, said make a show. There you go. See ya.